GLS team on pole position this year that combines cars and bike racing. All the top teams, of course, are here for those last-minute preparations before 400 Ks of off-road racing. Got to tape those hands up because it's going to be hot and dusty out around the De Wetsdorp area. Kawasaki's, KTM's, Yamaha, Suzuki, all strong this year in off-road racing, and it's good to see full team support for national racing. The Ramco Suzuki team getting ready for this big day. There'll also be quads taking part, Bombardier, Yamaha, they're all here, and I'll see a new Suzuki there in the pack as well. Alfie Cox, the man to beat, just back from Australia, suffering from some injuries with that Round Australia race. He did crash there, and he's hurt some bones, so it's going to be tough for him today. That Ramco Suzuki team heading down towards the start line. Daryl Curtis on the two-stroke Yamaha, a little smile for our camera. So there it is, the start line, the Bankfin ABSA start of the Caledon 400 on pole position after time trials. Elmer Simmons ahead of Barry Creel, and that is Spencer Creel, his brother, on 278 and 250. Good start for him. That'll be Clayton Enston behind them, Gray Dick and Alfie Cox. Daryl Curtis lines up next to them, so they're all starting on the second row. Wayne Farmer on the Eclipse Kawasaki bike number 253, and Graham McLaughlin on 504. That's the Husaberg. Good to see that one racing here today, and Graham McLaughlin knows this area like the back of his hand. Alfie looking pensive before the race. It's going to be tough. He's had some injuries in Australia, and he knows that the other riders are out to get him. Just a few seconds to go then before the start. Some nervous riders there. Elmer Simmons gets away on the 250cc KTM right behind him. That's Barry Creel just a few seconds behind. They've watered the track, a bit slippery out there as they pull away from that starting area. We're on the camera with our cameraman Andrew Mulligan pointing down towards Elmer Simmons. He's just got a few seconds lead over second place Barry Creel. So there is Barry Creel just behind him, and then Clayton Enston will be just behind them on the road. You can spot Clayton Enston on his KTM because he's got white boots. There he is, the white boots of Clayton Enston. So he's in third place at the moment. First, second and third, Simmons, Creel and Clayton Enston. Flat terrain and dusty. That is going to be a big problem today with the dust. That's Gray Dick gets away. Alfie Cox just behind him, and Daryl Curtis as close as that. Wayne Farmer on the Kawasaki, and then it'll be Graham McLaughlin with that Husaberg four-stroke. He is just loving that motorcycle with its electric start. The first of the 200s gets away. That is Andrew Ogden on the 200cc KTM Camaro Power Sport TM gets away. That's bike number 900.
A friend of ours is actually from
Millimore KTM pulling away next, bike number 580. Millimore, I do believe next year will be crossing over to Honda, so it's bye-bye to KTM from Millimore Racing Team. Good spectator turnout as well for today's racing. Oh, Johnny Lochner, the first of the seniors, gets away on that 250cc YZ four-stroke Yamaha. The Ramco Suzuki team, that DRZ 400, I see more and more of those bikes out on the track. It's good to see that riders are finally acknowledging the DRZ 400s. The 200cc bikes get away, and more of those senior riders. You can tell the senior riders by the red number plates that they've got. We're up with the leaders. This is Barry Creel in the De Wetsdorp area in the Caledon 400. He's going through the first checkpoint. The marshals are waiting just over the brow of that hill for him, so he's got a good lead at the moment. Elmer Simmons has slipped down to second place, so Creel has taken over that lead. Oh, and Gray Dick on the Shimwell's Yamaha 426 has made up an enormous amount of time on bike number 501. He's up to third, and Clayton Enston is down to fourth. So Gray Dick is having a tremendous run, and perhaps this terrain does seat those four strokes. Back in the helicopter, it's as close as that. Barry Creel and Elmer Simmons. Creel now leading the way with Simmons right behind him. Don't forget the rider leading the way. He's got to check out the route markings, and if he wrong slots, well, then he loses the time, and the rider behind again gets the advantage. Over the dirt roads they go. The fences have been taken down so these riders can make their way. 400 Ks of racing. They've done about 120, so in my mathematics that's 280 to go. So it's Simmons and Creel dicing it out on the track. Behind them, Gray Dick on the Yamaha is closing up. We've just had news from out on the course that Gray Dick was within a few seconds. Graham McLaughlin Pulls out a big old wheelie on the Husaberg and waves to our cameraman. He's obviously loving this race. Daryl Curtis, sideways on the Shimwell's two-stroke Yamaha. Well, Daryl, I'm sure you can do a better wheelie than that, but look at the speed that these riders are doing through the fields around De Wetsdorp. Green grass around them, but it is dusty out on the track. They have to keep that dust gap. That's more like it. That's our wild man, Daryl Curtis on the Yamaha. Wayne Farmer on the Kawasaki around the dam. Great shots from the helicopter as we look down on the ground. Farmer then in 6th place at the moment. That's a good run for the Kawasaki. The first of the quads comes through. It looks like Cornell de Villiers is out in the lead there. That is Cornell de Villiers on the official Bombardier Desert Storm 650. Looks like he's got a bit of a lead. That is Brendan Badenhorst on the Baja model. He's lying in 2nd place. Now, they were teammates over in France just a few weeks ago, but Badenhorst can always tell him because he's got those short sleeves. This is Busman, Jacques Struvig just behind him. So Struvig at the moment in 3rd place. Oh, he gets a bit out of shape going through that gate. 400 Ks on the back of a Bombardier quad is going to be tough today, that is for sure. 35 degrees down on the ground. That looks like Hendrik Potgieter also on the Bombardier in 4th place at the moment. I'm told Dolly Tablanche is just behind them, so he's lying in 5th place in that quad class. Through goes Daryl Curtis then, just behind Spencer Creel, both on Yamahas. Alfie Cox, rather detuned. Looks like he's really struggling at the moment on the 380cc KTM. That is Jeffrey Wallater, who comes from KwaZulu-Natal. The Walleters farm down there in the forest. Graham McLaughlin on the Husaberg, keeping it nice and tidy as they go up towards that checkpoint. Benny Becker has come from nowhere. Who's this Benny Becker suddenly? Up with the leaders. He's ahead of Carl LaRue on the Millimore KTM, and Andrew Ogden, the first of the 200s, goes through. That is Alex Vowles. He's lying in 9th place at the moment. And through goes Bernard Johnson, the first of the 125s. He's crazy on that Shimwell's Yamaha. Well, not so dusty around here. That is Rian van Niekerk on bike number 17. And Brendan Nathan on a Yamaha 426. He's going pretty well. We wait for Brandon Else on the Ramco Suzuki bike number 255. That is Brandon Else having a great ride, also near to the top 10. Big wheelies as they go through there down towards that checkpoint. Sean Gunter is also making his way forward in the quad class. Good to see Sean Gunter doing well today. You've got to conserve energy and conserve that bike. The big 4-strokes running pretty damn hot. Grey Dick has hit the front. Grey Dick on the Shimwell's 426 is way out front. He's found his way through the route pretty clearly. And I would say that Elmer Simmons has had a problem because he's dropped way back. This is Barry Creel now in 2nd place with that KTM. He's in the official KTM factory team this year. Hey, look at this. Wayne Farmer, he's moved right up as well on the Kawasaki. Good to see Kawasaki right up there. He's got ahead of Clayton Enston with the white boots. I suppose he has to spend a week cleaning them after the race. Well, we can see Elmer Simmons is not happy. I think he's had a problem either with the bike or he's got lost out on the course, because after starting out in pole position, he's down in 5th at the moment. Elmer won't be happy with that one. This is McLaughlin, bike number 504, Graham McLaughlin. Goes through the water section on the Husaberg. No problems for him today. He's having a great ride. He's got one of the Millimore KTMs right behind him. That's Jeffrey Wallater with a blue crash helmet. He's used to more hilly terrain than this, coming from KwaZulu-Natal. There's Daryl Curtis. I wonder why he's so far down the field, because he looks like he's absolutely flying along. Maybe he also got lost out on the course. It's a long race, 400 Ks of racing, and that's Andrew Ogden. He's leading the 200cc class now by a long way. Benny Becker on a CR 250 wearing a Millimore shirt goes through. He's having a great ride. That's Bernard Johnson, the first of the 125s, hanging right in there with the big bikes. Rian van Niekerk. He's not enjoying today's dust, that is for sure. He said before the race he doesn't like this neck of the woods. Brandon Ellis on the Ramco Suzuki, the first of the Suzukis out in that race. Grant Wheeler goes through on bike number 10, one of the Ramco Suzukis just behind him there as they pitch up at Checkpoint Charlie. They'll have their helmets marked as they go through that checkpoint, and they head off for the refuel before going back out onto the track. Michael Barton, he arrives in the checkpoint just behind Chart Kutsia on 269. That's Hendrik Kryer. Looks like he's lost his front number, but we can see the side there. He's number 37. Johnny Lochner, the first of the seniors, comes through. Johnny Lochner has got the seniors class buttoned down today. That'll be good for his championship aspirations. They have to check the riders in and out of these checkpoints, make sure they are on time. That is Pete Van Tonder on a Yamaha 250, although it says 426 on the side of the bike. Johnny Caldera comes in on 670. They got to refuel those bikes quickly and get out of this checkpoint area and back out into the race. Mike Whitehouse on the Nasho Mobile Yamaha gets out. He's had a quick refuel and away he goes.
Hey, this road's lekker.
Okay, yeah.
But a couple of dangerous little rocks in the road.
How's it? Hello, Mom. Hello, Dad.
Well, the senior riders there with the red number plates, unbiased Kawasaki shirts, they're riding a red Honda. Interesting stuff indeed. Grey Dick, he's leading on the 426 Shimwell's Yamaha. He's got this one covered and he's taking it easy. Normally he's the wild man out there on the 426. Now here's a wild man, Barry Creel. He's absolutely flying along. He's got to stay ahead of Caledon Enslin because that's the 250cc class, first and second and third overall to Grey Dick. Where's Wayne Farmer? There he is on the Eclipse Kawasaki, holding down that fourth place and third in the 250s. Elmer Simmons looks like he's found his way back onto the trail and he's picking up some time out there on the racetrack. That is Spencer Creel, brother to Barry. He's also flying along on that Shimwell's Yamaha. Graham McLaughlin with the Husaberg. He's moved up a place by the looks of things because he's got ahead of Alex Vowles on 549. That's a 380cc KTM, rather handful around this sort of terrain. Daryl Curtis trying to make up for that lost time. Standing on the pegs as always. Jeffrey Wallater, Mr. Consistency in off-road racing. Just ahead of Benny Becker. Benny's still hanging in there with that Honda. Incredible stuff indeed from that rider. Bernard Johnson on the 125. Easy for them to follow the trail now. It's like following a truck through the bush. Rian Finikak goes through. He's taking it easy today. Brandon Else on the Ramco Suzuki. They told me next year they're going to have a huge team in off-road racing. That is the Ramco team. Another Husaberg goes through there. This is Brendan Nathan on bike number 677. It looks like a Yamaha 426. And Grant Wheeler says hello to our camera crew. He's always friendly out there on the track, looking out for the cameras. Johnny Lochner and the seniors just behind him there. You can tell by the red numbers of those senior riders. 304 goes through, followed by 252. Haven't got their names in the program. And that's Alfie Cox's bike being taken back to the pit area in De Wetsdorp. Alfie Cox then has cried enough. His body can't take any more of this 400k racing. Grey Dick goes through the muddy section before the final checkpoint. So Grey Dick has definitely got this one wrapped up. Oh, that's the way to do things. Barry Creel leaps over the muddy section. Don't want to get water in the works, so that's the way to do it. Caledon Enslin then in third place. He'll be happy with this because he's had a bit of a shocker of a year this year. Started off with injury at the first national. Wayne Farmer has come on strong in the last couple of races with that Eclipse Kawasaki. Elmer Simmons, well, he's got to settle for that fourth place and third in class after starting out on pole after yesterday's time trial around De Wetsdorp. Daryl Curtis, as always, is absolutely on the gas. Graham McLaughlin arrives on the Husaberg. Well, I reckon he is second in the open class because Alfie Cox has pulled out. So Graham McLaughlin, second in class for the Husaberg. That's a great result indeed for him. And that's Jeffrey Wallater. He has been so consistent this year. It's absolutely unbelievable. That's the way to ride through the bush on a 125 KTM. Looks like he's got the back suspension set way too hard on that one. That's Michael Barton coming through on the Ramco Suzuki, the DRZ 400. Nice plush soft suspension, ideal for this sort of racing actually. Another of the big KTM 4-strokes goes through, and that's the Eclipse Kawasaki bike number 7. This is Warren Bowie. I wonder if he's related to David Bowie on bike number 14, having a nice ride there. And Mike Whitehouse on that Nasho Mobile 250cc Yamaha. He's really enjoying that bike after downgrading from a big 380. Craig Arnoldi goes through with a Kawasaki, and this is one of the senior riders looking for the route through the bush. 380cc KTM, pretty tough to ride. He's lying in second place at the moment in the seniors class. That is Grant May on a 4-stroke KTM riding for Red Cherry Racing. They're big in off-road racing at the moment. And that's Ryan Fata on 69, and then Gerrit Besaidnot goes through there on bike number 200. It's flat out through the mealie fields around De Wetsdorp. Our cameraman standing in a dangerous position. Will Pelder standing there, about to be ridden over by one of those DRZ 400s. Grant Wheeler absolutely on the gas through the long grass. 269, that's Chart Kutsia. He's also riding for Shimwell's Yamaha this year. Lots of Yamaha 426s and 250s now appearing in off-road racing. Grey Dick then on the 426 version. Thumbs up, he knows he's only got a few kilometers to go before the end of the Caledon 400 off-road race. No punctures this time around because he's suffered a few of those this year on the Shimwell's Yamaha 426. Next man on the road, and he's second overall, leading that 250 class, Barry Creel. He's having a good ride there on the KTM. Stylish rider indeed as they find their way through these thorn bushes. You don't want to get hooked up in the thorn bushes. It tears you to pieces. Clayton Enslin, safe third for him. This is a good result for Clayton Enslin after changing back to KTM this year. Oh, he's overshot that one just a wee bit. Easy does it, Clayton. You've only got a few Ks to go now on bike number 250. Fourth on the road and third in class, Elmer Simmons. After leading earlier on, he's down to fourth on the road now. Next up should be Wayne Farmer on the Kawasaki. There he is. Motorcycle number 253, riding for Russell Campbell and Eclipse Racing this year. He's been a Kawasaki stalwart and kept them on the map in off-road racing. So it's one 4-stroke up front, then it's all the 2-strokes behind him. Daryl Curtis flies along with that Shimwell's Yamaha. He'd like to be further up the field than this today. Graham McLaughlin will be happy with that result. 8th overall at the moment. Is that a car coming the wrong way on the track? What the hell's going on there? Jeffrey Waller to go through. Hope the car's moved. Andrew Ogden leads the 200cc class, and they've moved the car. How dangerous could that be? Johnny Lochner is leading the senior class. So Johnny Lochner will close up the championship there on Garth Houting. Well done to Johnny, and it looks like 758 is second in that seniors class with that 380cc KTM. Down towards the finish line in De Wetsdorp, they've done 400 Ks of racing. Grey Dick then the leader and the winner on the Shimwell's Yamaha. First overall and first in the open class. Well done to Grey. That is Barry Creel then on 265. Can't do a stop here on this slippery stuff, Barry. First in class and second overall. Next it'll be Clayton Enslin. The boots are no longer white. You can see he's been through a lot of mud and dirt today. Well done, third overall, second in class. Elmer Simmons pops us a nice little wheelie to celebrate the end of 400 Ks of racing. How is the talent of these riders? Next up, it's Wayne Farmer, makes it in on the Eclipse. Russell Campbell Racing Kawasaki, good result for him. Daryl Curtis just comes wheeling through. Get out of my way. Well, at least he's finished this one. He's had a few problems this year. Graham McLaughlin, great result from him for that Husaberg team. And the winner of the 200 class, Andrew Ogden. Bernard Johnson wins the 125s.
Now it feels good. It started off a lot of dust. Then I got past the guys just after the first fuel stop, which was quite difficult. But after that, it was a clear run, and I managed to keep it together. I'm happy with the win. It's put me in a better chance for the championship end of the year. So at the end of the day, I'm happy. I just want to thank Schimmels and the guys that did a brilliant job on the bike. All the hard work, I think it's paying off. All the guys, Metzler at MP, Vitago, FMF, Gurney, just thanks to all the guys.
This week's motorcycle event